One morning in the late 1920s, Jetta Goudal arrived at a Los Angeles courthouse dressed in her usual elegant finery. Prepared to wage a battle no actress had dared before, the tall, dark-eyed beauty, once hailed as the most alluring femme fatale in silent movies, was about to sue the legendary Cecil B. DeMille, one of Hollywood's most powerful producer-directors. It was a shocking act of defiance at that time, and it turned out to be the climax of a tumultuous career in which Jetta had won fame as a glamorous screen siren, and infamy as a fiercely uncompromising personality long before Hollywood's modern fights for artist rights. This Dutch-earned star took on the studio system itself and won. Jetta Goudal's life was as dramatic as any silent melodrama, a journey from war-torn Europe to Broadway. She was a trailblazer who is almost completely forgotten today. So what happened to her, and why has she disappeared from our collective memory? This is the story of Jetta Goudal. Welcome to Hollywood Mysteries. Music. Jetta Goudal was born as Julie Henrietta Hickett on July 12, 1891 in the Jordan neighborhood of Amsterdam, Holland. She was raised in a well-off Orthodox Jewish family. Her father, Moses Wolf Hickett, was a successful diamond cutter, and her mother, Geertrude Weerdijn, a homemaker. From an early age, Julita, who was nicknamed Jetta, stood out. She was tall with an elegant bearing and expressive dark features that kind of hinted at the dramatic roles she would one day play. As a young woman, she caught the acting bug and began performing on stage, touring with theater companies across Europe. But this dream would not last long. By her mid-20s, World War I had devastated the European continent, opportunities were scarce, and anti-Jewish sentiment was also on the rise. So in 1918, she made a big decision. She left Europe for the United States, determined to reinvent herself in the new world. Arriving in New York City, the 27-year-old Dutch actress already understood that Hollywood prized exotic mystique in youth, and therefore an openly Jewish Dutch background might pigeonhole or hinder her. So Juliette Hickett vanished and Jetta Goudal was born. She crafted a whole new identity as a chic Frenchie. She began speaking English with a French accent and claimed to be a Parisian by birth. On a studio information form for Paramount's publicity department, Jetta brazenly wrote that she had been born in Versailles in 1901, the daughter of a fictional French lawyer named Maurice Goudal. This fabrication also shaved a full decade off her age. The elaborate charade went so far that one overzealous publicist concocted a sensational story, claiming Jetta was the secret daughter of Madari, the notorious Dutch spy and courtesan. Even in gullible jazz-age Hollywood, that particular tale was greeted with amused disbelief. Jetta herself remained deliberately vague about her origins in public, and she liked to play up an aura of European sophistication. A Persian from Versailles, she would say with a coy smile, and she'd let the studio press agents fill in the blanks. Reinventing herself was a calculated career move, and one that would prove remarkably successful, at least for a time. Goudal's American career began on the New York stage. In 1921, she landed her first role on Broadway, appearing in the drama The Hero. She also insisted that everyone pronounce her first name with a soft French J, as in Jolie, to enhance the Jick illusion. Though she was almost 30 while claiming to be 20, she presented herself as a fresh European starlet, and her poise and unusual beauty covered any cracks, and Jetta started getting attention. After a few Broadway outings that year, including a melodrama called The Elton Charm, Jetta caught the eye of Irish-born film director Sidney Alcott. Alcott was a pioneer of silent cinema who had directed films since the 1910s. Legend has it they met by chance in a box at Carnegie Hall, where Alcott was struck by the glamorous Parisian actress in his vicinity. Sensing star potential, Alcott encouraged Jetta to try her hand at the movies, which were by then rapidly eclipsing theater and popularity. She agreed, and in 1922, Alcott gave her a small part in his film Timothy's Quest, which was a typical sentimental drama. In that bit role as a tubercular mother in a brief tragic scene, Jetta made her screen debut. It was a modest start, but enough to convince her that bigger opportunities lay 3,000 meters away in Hollywood. Before I get further into Jetta's thrilling breakthrough in Hollywood, I'd like to remind you that the Hollywood Mystery Store has a range of very cool shirts currently available, many of which feature silent era stars. The store is linked in the description and on screen now. If you follow the link, you can check out our entire range, all of which are 100% exclusive to Hollywood Mysteries and designed in-house. I've been listening to your requests for new shirt designs, and the exciting news is that there are now 5 new shirts available featuring Rudolph Valentino, Luke Velez, Gloria Swanson, Marina Dietrich, and Louise Brooks. In keeping with Brooksy's naughty nature, her shirt is a little too spicy to show on YouTube, so check it out over on the store page. Buying a shirt is also one of the best ways to help out the channel, so I really appreciate every sale we make over there. Thank you, and finally, don't forget to check out the Patreon page where I now have extra mini episodes on all kinds of strange Hollywood history. For supporters on the $3 tier, now, let's get back to Lauderdale. By 1923, Jetta had resettled in Los Angeles just as California was solidifying its status as the world's movie capital. Hollywood in the 1920s was a booming dream factory, hungry for new faces and willing to welcome exotic European actresses who could lend an air of continental sophistication. Jetta's timing was excellent. That year she landed a role in her first significant motion picture, The Bright Shaw, a historical adventure starring Richard Bartholomew. Jetta played a secondary character, La Pilar, a femme fatale spy of mixed Chinese and Peruvian descent, and although the part was small, she made a spectacular impression with her dramatic kohl-lined eyes, high cheekbones, and haughty demeanor. Jetta stole her scenes with ease. Critics marveled at her unusual look on screen, calling her different and distinctive. Among the cast, Picture Play magazine raved about the newcomer's presence, describing her as a picturesque newcomer and one of the most unusual and interesting screen debutants in an era obsessed with exoticism. Jetta's old-world aura set her apart from the wholesome American and blonde flappers of the day. She quickly built on that momentum. Jetta remained under Sidney Alcott's wing for 2 more films over the next couple of years. Her breakthrough role came in 1925's Salem of the Tenements, a film adaptation of Anzia Yerira's novel about Jewish immigrant life on New York's Lower East Side. Jetta was cast as Sonia Mandel, a character loosely inspired by real-life Jewish social climber Rose Pastor Stokes, effectively making Jetta one of the first actresses to portray a Jewish heroine in American cinema. It was a pretty ironic twist. Here was a Dutch Jewish actress who had gone to great lengths to hide her own Jewish identity, now acclaimed for her sensitive portrayal of a Jewish immigrant striving for love and success. Contemporary reviews praised her performance, and Salem of the Tenements became a solid critical hit. Though the film, like so many, is now sadly lost, Jetta's rising profile brought her to the attention of producers Adolf Zucker and Jesse Lasky at Famous Players Lasky, soon to be Paramount Pictures. In 1925, they cast her in The Spaniard, opposite the studio's new Latin lover leading man, Ricardo Cortez. The film, a romantic drama set in Europe, further showed movie audiences Goudal's ability to command the screen with glamour and passion. Around this time, she also appeared in Open All Night and The Green Goddess, the latter a British set adventure in which she played an aristocrat's Indian maid. This was another demonstration of her chameleon-like talent for so-called ethnic roles. With each film, Goudal proved she could be sensuous, mysterious, or aristocratic as needed. She wasn't a conventionally trained actress, but she looked like a star and had a natural charisma that popped in the silence. By the mid-1920s, Jetta was on the cusp of true stardom. Her big break arrived courtesy of Cecil B, the world-famous showman-director behind epics like 1923's The 10 Commandments. Ever on the lookout for exotic leading ladies for his melodramas, was impressed by Goudal's screen presence and signed her to a contract in 1925. Under Deal's banner, Jetta flourished. She took on prominent roles in a string of successful films that further solidified her status as one of the era's most popular actresses. In The Coming of Amos, a romantic drama released in 1925, she played a sensuous princess opposite leading man Rod Lorek. In Dee's own production from the same year, The Road to Yesterday, a fantastical time travel romance, she delivered a memorable turn as an aristocratic beauty caught in a reincarnation love story. Three Faces East cast her in a gripping spy thriller, while White Gold gave her a powerful dramatic role in a tale of hardship among California sheep farmers. Jetta imbued these characters with her blend of elegance and fire as a dessert temptress. In The Forbidden Woman, she was lush and alluring, trading smoldering looks with bleeding man Victor Varney amidst Arabian Night stylized intrigue. Film by film, Jetta won over audiences. By 1927, she had become one of Hollywood's top box office draws. Her name billed above titles and her face gazing out for magazine covers. Deal seemed to have found his next great star, and Jetta, for her part, had found the fame she'd crossed an ocean to achieve.